the upcoming release of mobile auto chess, I wanted to do a basic beginner guide for someone who has never picked up the game and never played the PC variant either. Recommend this video to your friends if you want them to get into auto chess, but you don't know how to explain it properly, because I'm going to cover absolutely everything. First of all, when you load into a game for the very first time, you'll be given a random selection of 5 chess pieces which you'll see in front of you. These chess pieces are allocated to you at random from a pool that is selected and shared between all players. You can refresh the selection that is offered to you with the button on the right hand side of this bar, however it will cost 2 gold. We'll get to gold in a bit. You can place your pieces anywhere on your side of the board. Positioning does matter, and we will cover that briefly later on. So the chess pieces are all got 2 little icons on them. This represents their race and their class. Matching units of the same race and class in varying numbers will provide your chess pieces with bonuses. For instance, Cave Clan here, you can see by having 2 Cave Clan on the field, all friendly Cave Clan have 250 HP extra. You can read up on all of these race and class bonuses online at nightly.app or in the app itself. Some synergies are better than others. Watch content creators and read up on tier lists and meta to decide which synergies you like and which are good in the current game. You can have a look at the top right hand side to see the current active synergies. These are the ones that you've got on the field right now, and when they are displayed at the top right hand side, that means you have at least a part of that synergy activated. You can then click on the icon to be able to see exactly how many you need to get going. The number at the top of the screen represents the amount of chess pieces that you are currently allowed on the field. This number will go up with levels, but we will talk about levels in just a moment. If you accidentally field more than the allotted amount of chess pieces you are allowed, one of those chess pieces at random will be moved to your bench. If your bench is full, then a random piece will be sold, so you have to be very careful about how you field your units and make sure that you are being aware of how many units you have on the field at all times. That number at the top is very important. Each unit also has a special ability. This is activated automatically when your unit reaches 100 mana, and you can read up about those abilities in the same way that you can read up about synergies. They are available on the app, but you can also go to nightly.app and find out exactly what each of those abilities do. You can sell a chess piece that you don't want by dragging it to the sell icon on the left hand side. This is represented on the screen right now. Selling a chess piece will give you a full refund on that chess piece's cost. So it is not too big of a deal if you want to buy a piece but later decide that you want to get rid of it if it doesn't fit into your current strategy. So make sure that you are buying as much as you can, because strategies are always ever evolving, and you want that gold back eventually anyway. Neutral monsters will drop items which you can drag and equip to chess pieces. These items can also combine to make more powerful items. You can read up about these items the same way that you can read up about synergies and abilities by going in the app or going to nightly.app, which has all of the items listed in the game. Chess pieces have 3 levels: 1-star, 2-star and 3-star. The combining formula is seen below. We'll take the example of Skybreaker, a 1-cost unit. 3 1-star Skybreakers will give you a single 2-star Skybreaker. 3 2-star Skybreakers will give you a 3-star Skybreaker. That means you need 9 1-star Skybreakers in total to make a 3-star Skybreaker, and 3-star is the maximum level. Once you have fielded a level 3 Skybreaker, you will never find another Skybreaker in the random allocation of chess pieces that you have available to you, unless you put it back on your bench. The only exception to the formula are druids. If you have 2 druids on the field, you only need 2 1-stars to get to a 2-star. If you have 4 druids on the field, you only need 2 2-stars to get to a 3-star. So they actually require less units to get to their fully upgraded version than any other class in the game. I'm going to show you a brief overview of some important parts of the UI to pay attention to. I'm going to cover some pieces that I haven't talked about. On the top right, the economy and gold income. If you hover over your current gold, that will show you how much gold you're making per round. On the bottom left, you can invest gold for experience, which we'll talk about in a moment. And next to that, you can hover over the bit that says level 3 and your current experience bar, and that will show you your current chances to get a certain level of unit, a 1-star, or sorry, a 1-cost, a 2-cost, a 3-cost, a 4-cost, and a 5-cost. That is important as you go later into the game, especially if current strategies that you're using rely on getting 4 or 5-cost units. The higher level you are, the more likely it is for you to find a 4-cost or a 5-cost unit in that current random allocation pool. Drag sideways on the player list to reveal units and synergies that your opponents are going for. Remember, you share a common pool of chess pieces, so if you're competing over the same unit with everybody else, you might find that you're not likely to find that unit compared to another type of synergy. Clicking on another player's name will take you to their chessboard where you can see their bench, their positioning, their units, but you can also see which units are being offered to them in the shop too. You can store excess chess pieces that you are saving on your bench. Your bench can hold up to 8 chess pieces, and managing this bench is very important for your chances of success. The basic strategy is choose a synergy, buy units that fit in, level up your units, and then win. Remember, you can level up by investing gold for experience on the bottom left-hand side of the screen. Increasing your level increases the chances that you find higher rarity units in that random allocation. To find a 5-cost unit, you need to be at least level 8, so bear that in mind if you want to work a 5-cost unit into your strategy. Now we're going to talk about some advanced topics which are important to understanding the game in a bit more depth. This will be things like economy and the shared pool of chess pieces between players. So to start with, let's have a look at the economy. You get 1 to 4 base gold on rounds 1 to 4, and after that you get 5 base gold for every round that you complete. This never goes up. You get 1 gold for winning a round, and you get between 1 and 3 gold for a win and loss streak. You get +1 for between 3 and 5 wins and losses, +2 for 6 and 8, and +3 for 9 wins or losses plus. You get +1 gold for every 10 gold you have, up to 50 gold. This is called interest gold, and it will never go above 5. So if you have above 60 gold, you are better off investing it into experience or spending it. All chess pieces come from a common pool. There are 45 1-cost pieces, 32 cost pieces, all the way up to just 10 5-cost pieces. These are individual. This means there are 45 times Skybreakers, 45 times Frost Knights, 30 times Ripper, etc, all the way up to those legendary units like Tsunami Stalker, which have only 10 of them in the entire game. This means you have to be aware that if someone's competing for the same piece as you, you may find it more difficult to find those pieces in your random allocation. Removing a chess piece from this pool means that your opponent cannot find that same piece. Every time that you re-roll your chess pieces, the pieces that you passed on go back into that collective pool. So if you see someone trying to search for a Dragon Knight, sometimes it's better to try and take that unit out of the pool until you need to sell it for money, simply because it denies a chance that your opponent finds that same unit in the collective pool of units that are available to them. There are neutral creep rounds. You start off between rounds 1 and 3 fighting off against Ents. At level 10 it's Golems, level 15 Wolves, at level 20 the Ursa, 25 the Wild Wings, 30 is the Thunder Lizards, 35 is Black Dragon, and at round 40 you face up against the Glacier Clan. Each round is, in general, more challenging than the last. There are some unit rounds that are kind of easier. For instance, the Wild Wings are fairly easy. There are more neutral rounds, but most games end before this. At round 45, I believe it is Roshan from the Dota version. Let's take a look at some basic positioning tips right now. The further you push your units towards the midline, the closer they are to the enemy. The further you pull them back, the further they are away. If you are closer to the enemy, you're more likely to engage more quickly. If you're further away, the enemy has to work harder to get to you. You can also keep your units grouped, and you can also keep your units spread. This is a basic line formation. Heavy melee, engage ASAP, in general your tanky units. A backline formation is generally for assassins because they jump from the back to the enemy backline. There is such things as a corner formation, which you can see here. You put your high DPS targets in the back corner and you surround them with your tanks, making it harder for any enemies to get to your range DPS and your high priority carries. You can also move those carries up and put some tanks on the back line, and this is called an anti-assassin lineup. If you're struggling versus assassins, make sure you put some tanks on the back line to help distract the assassins from killing your squishies. You can also spread your formations out to avoid AoE, and this is pretty good against mages and things like Black Dragon King. You lose HP based on the number and rank of the enemy units left alive. The further you go into the game, the more highly ranked your opponent's units are, the more HP you are likely to use. If you're wanting to find a bit more information about how to get started in a game and some examples of gameplay, check out some other YouTube channels like Claytano, but also have a look at some of the videos that I have on my channel, including my top 10 tips to get started in Auto Chess Mobile. I hope this has been an informative video and helps you get to grips with the very basics of Auto Chess Mobile, and good luck. It is a game that can be very rewarding, but also very frustrating, as is the nature of RNG.